Joe Rogan has made the bold prediction that Tyson Fury will suffer a second consecutive defeat at the hands of Oleksandr in their highly anticipated rematch. Will Fury's remarkable career be marred by a defeat, or will he be able to snatch belts from the Usyk? A riddle to be resolved in a few days, on 21st December in Saudi Arabia. Tyson Fury may have faced bombastic fighters before, but Joe Rogan determinedly said Usyk is a puzzle he's never solved until now. In contrast, Simon Jordan estimated by analyzing the first bout that Usyk has to work substantially harder, because according to Simon, the size of Usyk could be a big red flag, and that's the reason why Usyk was caught by a sturdy uppercut in the 6th round, which helped Fury to run the show by dominating the rounds from 4 to 7.
Yeah.
That Usyk guy is talented. He's so talented. He's so small for a heavyweight too. He's nonstop movement and his footwork and everything. It's so different than anybody else. Joshua didn't know what to do. He's a heavyweight, and the heavyweights were never really that good in terms of that kind of technique. It's like you need it at like middleweight and light heavyweight because everyone's super talented and technical. When you get up to the heavyweight division, guys it tends to be like a lower bar. You know, and so when you have an elite athlete like Joshua, who's like fast and knockout power, he can excel without having the kind of technique that a guy like Lomachenko and Usyk were trained by the same guy. They were both trained by Lomachenko's father. So they both have extreme technique. And then you have Bivol and Bitter Beef that just fought. Same thing. Both like super Soviet style boxing, and you go, whoa, like this is technique, like really, really high level technique.
It appears an unusually grueling chance for Tyson to secure a win against Usyk. Having already suffered a defeat at the hands of Usyk, this would undoubtedly instill some fear about facing him again. This rematch is bound to evoke a sense of trepidation in Tyson, and understandably so, as Eddie Hearn expressed his devotion for Tyson and said he wants Tyson to win.
I've represented Usyk for a long time. I love him, but I want Tyson to win because he's British, and I think it could set up, I mean, whatever happens is going to set up a big AJ fight, but for the World Championship would be unbelievable. I think it's very difficult to bet against Usyk when he's beaten you already. I think Tyson can be better. I think obviously with the cut and everything before, probably his build-up wasn't, you know, what it should or could be. What can he do differently? Like, I was quite fascinated in the first fight by the fact that Usyk walked him down and beat him up. Like, I thought Fury might come out on the front foot, but then again, that kind of suits Usyk as well. He's a very good counterpuncher. But the fact that he was able to do that, that's why I think it was a remarkable performance. You know, for a 15-stone guy to push back a 20-stone guy and beat him up was very impressive. And I don't know what Fury should do in this fight. You know, when AJ boxed Usyk, I was just, all you got to do is just stick it on him. Like, it's not that easy, because he can do everything, Usyk. But they're both coming towards the back ends of their career. So who's freshest? Is the punch resistance still there? I don't know. Fascinated by it and can't wait to be there. Obviously, no fighter in the fight, but just fascinated to watch it.
Former opponent of Oleksandr Usyk, Anthony Joshua, a pro boxer, commented while chatting with his promoter when a reporter asked him about his prediction of the most exciting 21st December rematch. Gosh, he responded within 2 or 3 seconds with Usyk's name without even mentioning that it could be a draw. It may be an overconfident statement, but to decide this, we have to wait for 21st December.
Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury's like, whenever the heavyweights go, so does boxing. That's like an old saying.
Yeah.
Wait,
and with Tyson Fury being the fucking king, he's so marketable and he's so extraordinary.
Yeah.
And his accomplishments, the fact that he beat Deontay Wilder, everybody gets knocked out by Deontay Wilder.
Crazy.
He's the only one who gets off the deck and beats him.
Power punching is
Stops him in the 3rd.
Oleksandr Usyk, a big heavyweight with irresistible boxing IQ and unbeaten dimensions, is putting in an intense training session to redeem his lost pride and recapture his championship belts and titles. He is also aware that when he's fully focused, he becomes invincible, and no boxer can beat him, regardless of how massive a legend he may be in the boxing world. In his latest training video, Fury claims that, "I am looking forward to the opportunity to running back and try to get those belts back. So I want to get that, and I am hungry for the revenge now. I am in a camp and training for 4 weeks already." 18th May 2024, in a momentous clash held in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Oleksandr Usyk became the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world by dethroning Tyson Fury. After owning the WBA, IBF, and WBO titles, Usyk claimed the title of WBC champion when he beat Fury in a close 12-round fight. The win was secured via a split decision, 115 to 112, 114 to 113, 113 to 114. But here comes the bombshell when Fury just refused to accept the victory of Usyk by saying, "I believe I won that fight. I believe he won a few of the rounds, but I won a majority of them. We both put on a good fight, the best we could do. And you know, his country's at war, so people are siding with a country at war. Make no mistake, I won that fight in my opinion, and I will be back with our rematch clause." Tyson added, "He has got a victory over me like that one on the record is just because of someone's opinion. A biased opinion, I think, as well." Besides, on the past fight with Oleksandr, Tyson admits clowning around regrets and disclosed his next plan for the upcoming rematch.
I've watched it a thousand times. Probably not 1,000, but probably maybe 100 times I watched it, yeah.
What do you think?
I thought it was a very good fight. I thought I did fantastic. I thought Usyk did fantastic. It was what it was. It's just someone's opinion, really, isn't it, who won the fight? Because like we see in a lot of these fights recently, especially like in fights that people think are close, then some people might have one man winning it, other people might have another man winning it. So it's just someone's opinion on the night.
Besides, the pros argue that on that day, the Fury was not prepared to give his best. In a TalkSport Boxing podcast, Derek Chisora examined the last fight, declaring, "I don't think Tyson was 100% when he walked in that ring. For what reason? He didn't spar the way he wanted to spar. Underprepared for that fight. He was mocking around for the 4 or 5 rounds because the confidence was not there." Upon asking who is going to win the rematch, Derek responded, "I don't think so. I think Usyk stops him this time." Tyson Fury is probably in the best position for fight right now, as he said, "I am ready to rock and roll."
I'm ready to rock and roll. Listen, I don't need a 12-week camp. I've been boxing all my life. I'm ready to go tonight, tomorrow, next weekend, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. It doesn't really matter. I can come in the ring at 30 stone and do 15 rounds. I'm a natural at it, do you know what I mean? All I need is 5 or 6 weeks sparring, good sparring this time.
Furthermore, Fury made a courageous statement regardless what in the past. "Now I have got something to really return for, and here is the interesting fact that in 2 decades no one has ever survived the rematches with me. I have stopped every one of them and knocked them out, so yeah, I am looking forward to the challenge."
Just training regularly like I do usually. I'll probably go into camp around about 8 weeks out, like full camp sparring and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, looking forward to it, can't wait.
Do you view the training as work? Because as you've said, you know, this is not camp time, but you always have loved it.
It's my life. It's like me coming to the gym and doing a bit of training, whether it be boxing or running or weightlifting or whatever it might be. It's just like going for a shower in the morning or brushing my teeth. It's like a part of my daily essential routine. So I don't see it as work, no, I just see it as me keeping healthy and doing something I love to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can't disregard how Fury's career is filled with undisputed fights against the toughest opponents like Wilder, Vladimir Klitschko, and Ngannou, and Schwartz. How do you see this? Let us tell you the prevailing convictions of the pros so that you can make an enhanced opinion. 2-time UFC champion Conor McGregor and the world's highest paid athlete by Forbes in 2011 illustrated, "Usyk is a crafty boxer. If anybody can do it, maybe Usyk can do it. Tyson is also a crafty boxer, plus he has the size. Tyson is a tough man to beat in the boxing arena." Flyweight Maisie Rose Courtney, featured on the undercard of high-profile events, extended a more harmonious view, saying the movement from Usyk alone will mean he can get out of the traps that Fury sets up. Fury throws 1 or 2 shots and holds, but never multiple combinations. He's a good mover, but not as nimble and fast Usyk. Usyk will be able to outbox and outmaneuver him.
Usyk is a crafty boxer. If anyone can do it, maybe Usyk can do it. Tyson is also a crafty boxer, plus he has the size. Tyson's a tough man to beat in the boxing arena.
The fights on such a competitive level can go either way. Despite the pros' close predictions, we cannot assume the exact outcome of this boxing fight. Let's dig more into the pros' perspectives. Johnny Nelson's review is a standout, unique, and agreeable to a great extent. He pointed out the unpredictability of boxing fights, saying, "A mental and physical strain of preparing for a fight can lead to unexpected challenges. Fighters might experience injuries, illnesses, or second thoughts could affect their readiness or willingness to proceed." What does this convey? That we shouldn't make predictions? No, man, we can't help it. Retired world champion, boxing coach, and commentator Anthony Crolla, also known as $1 Million, elaborated by examining the recent and former fights of Tyson Fury. "I've always said a fit and focused Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight on the planet. I still believe that. I don't think he was fit or focused last time. Up against Usyk, he's fighting a future Hall of Famer, someone with an incredible fight IQ. Size will come into it. If you had asked me before the Francis Ngannou fight, I would have said Tyson Fury very confidently. Now I don't see it with half as much confidence. However, I am going to back Tyson. He looks a lot better physically. Tyson Fury wins with a late stoppage or on points. I'm probably leaning towards points." Debating Usyk's influence and skill in the podcast, Joe Rogan further appreciated primarily his precise techniques, and heavyweight Fraser Clark seems impressed too by Usyk's high-level techniques. He said, "I'm going Usyk. After the cut to Fury, it's going to hinder his camp and his preparation. With Usyk's style, speed, and the cut above Fury's eye, it's a big target, and Usyk will look to exploit that. The fight will see the final bell. The cut opens up and Usyk wins by decision after picking up the early rounds." With a strong background in boxing, a flyweight Maisie Rose Courtney encouraged Usyk by hailing his strategic brilliance and consistency to win rounds through proceedings and refinement. Maisie asserted, "My heart is leaning towards Usyk because all the old school heavyweight champions that everyone looks up to are Usyk's built, around 13 or 14 stone, but we just have the giants nowadays, like Fury and Joshua. The movement from Usyk alone will mean he can get out of the traps that Fury sets up. Fury throws 1 or 2 shots and holds, but never multiple combinations. He's a good mover, but not as nimble and fast Usyk. Usyk will be able to outbox and outmaneuver him." One of the top prospects in the heavyweight division, exceptional boxing-styled heavyweight Fabio Wardley warned Fury, according to his bout experience with the Usyk. "It's a really hard one because I've been on the fence. I've bounced back and forth for a long time with it. At the moment, I'm edging towards Usyk. He's in the right mind frame and just really wants to fight. He'll put out all the stops on the night. I just find him to be a very difficult fighter to bet against because he always just seems to find a way to win, to be smart enough, to be crafty enough in the ring." Besides, another retired professional boxer and pundit, George Groves, former middleweight world champion, just favored Usyk by cherishing his footwork precision and mid-fight strategies. He proclaimed, "Usyk is far too smart to fall into that trap of having the bigger guy lay on him and use his size against him. He cuts out at amazing angles. He can himself into angles where he can touch you 3, 4, 5 times before he gets that power shot in. He's done it time and time again. Since he has moved up to heavyweight, he hasn't put a foot wrong. He'll be the favorite, I think." Most of the pros are making predictions considering the size difference between the Fury and Usyk, but what if there exists any? Aren't their resiliencies and abilities to overcome adversities carry more weight? That's what Tony Bellew, former cruiserweight world champion, thought. He said, "Usyk is going to win, and I think the fight is going to be a really high-quality chess match. If Usyk was the same size as Tyson Fury, he wouldn't lose a round, never mind a fight. The reason that we write him off so much is because he's so much smaller, and because he's a former cruiserweight king. That's why this fight is so compelling." It seems we've discussed a lot about Usyk. Are you thinking that we are favoring him? Obviously not, but we are just as curious as you to know the pros' assumptions. Well, it's time to shed light on what they are saying about the Tyson Fury. Malik Scott, Deontay Wilder's trainer, known for his orthodox fighting stance with strong jab, analyzed Fury and said, "In terms of winner, I would go with Usyk, but at the same time, Fury is big and knows how to use his size. Fury is in better shape than I thought he would be. He's not slow, he has good punching power and a good boxing mind. It's a good fight on paper, but we'll see what happens." We must say that professional boxers have more varied opinions about Tyson than Usyk. If they support Usyk, they just support him. But in case of Fury, they make debatable and conditional statements, just like when Anthony Crolla said, "I've always said a fit and focused Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight on the planet. I still believe that. I don't think he was fit or focused last time." So as Carl Froch, former super middleweight world champion, analyzed, what's Usyk now? 37 years old. So he's slowing down, but he's got the ability to have a couple of close rounds, not lose the round, and say, right, I struggled there. He goes back to his corner and then just lays it on. He gets behind more feints, more footwork, more aggression with the body language. He doesn't even have to throw a punch. He won't allow Fury to just lean on him and outweigh him. Johnny Nelson, WBO Cruiserweight Champion, highlighted Tyson's ability to create lucrative opportunities. As long as the best Tyson Fury turns up, he will defeat Usyk. But if it is the Fury that fought Francis Ngannou in the ring in Riyadh, he will be outboxed and lose to Usyk on points. But by the look of Fury, he will be turning up at his best. Maybe they are right that the antics and lack of focus in the first bout is criticizable. Even the Fury accepted himself too and somehow admitted his first loss against the Usyk. In an interview with the Box Nation, Tyson said in response to a question about the last fight, "I have been devastating, man. It has been the worstest time of my life. You know, 200 to 300 millions in the bank. Sad." But this doesn't mean that the Fury has lost his courage for the fight. He seems more prepared as he gives a brutal warning to Oleksandr by boldly claiming that 4 weeks to go to the biggest fight of the year, the biggest fight in the boxing and USAC, and I am coming in hot. Can't wait. 21st of December, the belts are gonna be mine again. Man, looks like he is going to knock Usyk out. In response, Ukrainian Devil said this.
My friend, Tyson Fury, I'm ready 23 December. Are you ready?
Furthermore, Derek Chisora, with multiple regional heavyweight championships, has warned Fury ahead of the rematch. So my money, especially when he's won the first fight, will always be on Oleksandr Usyk. My heart wants to see a Tyson Fury win. Not just because he's British, but also because I want to set up the AJ fight. I'd love to see him do, but I do see him as the underdog in this fight. And yeah, some supports and some warns, not a big deal. Tyson is known as a chameleon for being rebellious and breaking rules in the ring, but his proficiency in throws, flicking, backhanding, double and triple jabs win the world. And in his honor, the former world champion and promoter Oscar De La Hoya said, Tyson Fury is the bigger version of Usyk. He has speed, he has power, he's very versatile. I have to go with Tyson. Rhiannon Dixon, a former WBO female world lightweight champion, expressed, I have a lot of love for Usyk because he's a southpaw. I'm obsessed with southpaws because I am one. But with the whole low blow controversial shot in the Daniel Dubois fight, I think Fury wins. It is the way he has handled fights in the past, and he's just very big. Fury will win on points. I don't think Usyk gets knocked out. Widely considered one of the greatest boxers of all time, Oscar De La Hoya, former 3-weight world champion, also promoted Tyson after comparing both undisputable warriors and declared, I think Tyson Fury is the bigger version of Usyk. He has speed, he has power, he's very versatile. I have to go with Tyson. So far, this rematch is being applauded as one of the most significant heavyweight bouts in boxing history, but if it turns out in a draw, Hugh, what's gonna happen next? Look, this isn't just our take on the upcoming fight, but some professionals have also predicted the draw after analyzing, in the same way as Gareth A. Davies did, a Telegraph boxing correspondent. Fury and Usyk are so skilled, they may nullify each other. There is a second fight signed for October or November. It may well start cagily, and if a physical chess match continues, we may get a controversial draw. If pressed for an absolute victor, on what I have seen this week, I would sway to Fury on points, or even late stoppage. Michael Buffer, titled and recognized with numerous rewards and a ring announcer, finds it hard to decide and support the one GOAT as he made a statement. They will level each other out. He further applauded the both fighters, saying, Man, I like both guys so much, I can't pick a winner. They are both great people and great champions. They will level each other out. Retired heavyweight Fury opponent Otto Wallen perceives this, likewise asserting, Fury is really awkward. He has a good job and can feint a lot. If he brings all of those things, he will beat Usyk. But Usyk is a terrific fighter, so anything can happen. Daniel Dubois, IBF heavyweight, titled and nicknamed as Dynamite, articulated, I'm not writing Usyk off by any means. He's an an exceptional southpaw whose record speaks for itself, but size matters, and Tyson is an exceptional boxer. A fighter who is big, a good biggin will beat a good little un. I am going with the Gypsy King on points. Really high level technique. Joe Rogan showed his amazement by praising Usyk's footwork and non-stop movement, which is so rare according to him. Joe further mentioned the fight that Usyk had with Joshua and expressed Lomachenko and Usyk were chained by the same guy. They were both trained by Lomachenko's father, so they have extreme technique and they have rival bitter beef. They just fought the same thing, Super Soviet. Mike Tyson, a former professional boxer, entrepreneur, media personality, has expressed admiration for Tyson, saying, Tyson Fury will overpower Usyk and Fury will get stronger as the fight goes on. Fury is the no one in the division. Fury's newfound self-awareness and dedication to training have set the stage for a redemption narrative, having learned from his previous mistakes, particularly his struggles with focus. Gypsy King is now more determined than ever to emerge victorious. His intensified preparation and expert analysis suggest a strong possibility of a knockout win against Usyk, a sentiment echoed by many in the boxing community. As Lennox said, I think Fury learned what he needs to do next time because he didn't do enough. He needs to do a lot more. I like him a bit heavier for his fights and not moving around as much.
So can I be any better? Can I do any better? I can be more focused, less clowning, and I think that's enough. You know, maybe if he chucked that punch, hit me with 100 times and maybe not done any damage, but, you know, the one time it did, and that's it. That's all she wrote, really.
By analyzing the professionals' predictions, we must say that they believe Gypsy King will surely avenge his loss, and it will be the massive highlight of his career. The world will recall how ferociously Fury exacted his revenge. Ultimately, the outcome of the bout on 21st December will reveal whether they were correct or not. Experts persisting to go with Fury. Former world champion Hannah Rankin. Fury has always struggled with southpaws. With Usyk's skill set, at first I was going to go for him, but as I've thought more about it, Fury's going to be too big for him. If Fury can target the body, it could be Usyk's undoing. I'm going to go Fury on points. Former two-weight world champion Carl Frampton proclaimed, I'm tipping Fury. I strongly favored Fury up until both guys' last performances. I still favor him, but I'm not as confident as I was. But a Fury as close to his very best, a 90% Fury, should be enough to win the fight. I do love Usyk though. It's an incredible fight, but Fury's size and everything else in his armory might be a step too far. Feel free to comment and tell us your thoughts on this future bout. If you want to know anything else about this burning topic, leave a comment and we'll be glad to respond.